Hi everyone, I hope you're all doing really well. I know this is a slightly different setup than what I normally have, but I am really struggling with where to film at the moment because we're using the room I normally film in for kind of storage for things that we've got that need to go to the tip. So we've got a new dining room table for Christmas, the old one is still in here and we just haven't gotten around to doing it because it has really weird opening times and anyway, not interesting. So I'm kind of shoved into a corner of a room at the moment and you can kind of see some of the like butterfly wall art that we've got on the other side of the wall, so it's all a little bit complicated, but hopefully you don't mind too much. But I'm going to do a review of the much talked about Revlon ColorStay today, and I'm really excited about this because I have wanted to try the revamped version for a really long time now, and I'm just going to give you a little bit of a backstory about this foundation first, because this foundation has been around for a very long time. When I first started watching YouTube videos, it was very talked about. People said it was the same as the Estee Lauder Double Wear, and I remember trying it back then and I quite liked it. I did think it was a bit heavy for me at the time, and the packaging drove me insane because it didn't have a pump. It was just a hole at the top of a glass bottle and you had to kind of tip it out, and the formula was a lot thicker. So I didn't ever really bother with it. And they have two formulas, one for dry skin and one for oily skin. I obviously always tried the oily skin one, so I can't really tell you about the one for dry skin. And I have used it kind of occasionally throughout the years, but I definitely have used both versions before they changed it. So it kind of went through a change a couple of years ago and they changed the formula slightly. And it was okay, but again, I wasn't wowed by it. But this version, I really like a lot. And what they've done now is they have very smartly finally listened to the consumer and added a pump on top of the bottle. So if I take this lid off here, you will see it has a pump, which is amazing. And I also definitely think that they've put a couple of tweaks in the formula of this. I definitely think that they have made it a little bit more fluid in the kind of texture of it. It's not as thick, which I really like, and the shade selection is very wide. I think they've got about 16 shades and I really am impressed with it. But I did want to film this video as kind of like a day test when I first used it, first impressions video, but the colour that I ordered was wrong. It was too light for me. I ordered it in buff and that was just way too light for me. So when I went out on the weekend, I did buy the next colour up, which is Sand Beige, which is a good winter colour for me anyway, and it's what I'm wearing right now. It does look a lot lighter on camera than it does in real life. Like, I look a lot paler on camera than I do in real life. It's really bloody annoying. Not that there's anything wrong with being lighter, it's just like it's not a true representation of what I actually look like, which is very irritating. But when you've got this much lighting, it does kind of make you look a little bit paler. But it is the foundation that I've got on right now, and as you can see, it's very matte. And the coverage it gives, I would say, is kind of medium buildable coverage. I wouldn't say it's full coverage in one go. I applied it with a Real Techniques brush this morning. I have also used it with a the Real Techniques sponge. I preferred how it looked with that. I thought it looked really nice with that. And I don't know if I mentioned, but the colour that I then got is 180 Sand Beige, which looks really light. But I do tend to find that a lot of foundation oxidises on me, so I kind of have to veer on the side of caution. But I am going to read you what the claims are and then talk you through what I think about it kind of in a bit more detail. Specifically formulated for combination or oily skin, this oil-free formula helps control shine for a perfect velvet matte finish. A buildable formula that then seamlessly onto skin for a perfectly even yet truly natural complexion all day long. Medium to full coverage and 13 true to skin shades. 13 shades, sorry, so I was wrong. That says 13, but then on the Boots website I've actually counted how many there are and it's more than 13. Got 6, that's already 12. And then there's like another 6. So yeah, I don't know what that's about. SPF 6 protection, and it normally retails for $12.99, but it's on offer for $9.99 at the moment in both Boots and Superdrug. So, I definitely think for $9.99 it's great. $12.99, I've mentioned this kind of when reviewing a lot of the Max Factor foundations. I think that's expensive for a drugstore foundation. That's £13. You know, you could spend like another kind of 6 or 7 quid and you'd get yourself like a YSL foundation. So I do think that's a little bit naughty, but for £9.99 I think it's really decent. Love the packaging with a pump. I think it's really cool, really handy. I do wish that they had made, this is a really like pedantic thing, but it's annoying. The lid is really loose on both of the ones that I've got. It sort of, it rattles, and I feel like if it was in your makeup bag it might come undone, which I would find irritating, but anyway. I definitely agree with the velvety matte finish, and you can see it on my skin right now. You know, I don't have any shine anywhere really. It is very much a velvety, slightly powdery is not the word I would use, but it is definitely, like they said, velvety. I do think if you did have any dry skin, this particular formula would sit on the dry skin and kind of enhance any problem areas that you might have. You know how sometimes you get like dry skin kind of here and things like that. It definitely would be a bit tricky for that, I think. But in terms of longevity, it is probably the best foundation for oil control that I've used in a very, very long time. I've got very oily skin, and makeup makes my skin even oilier, which is really annoying. But this has kept me matte for a lot longer than normal. I will have to blot, and I'll probably add powder at about kind of 5 o'clock, something like that. But definitely very, very long wearing, and I think the shades in it are quite nice. They're kind of, there's a good mixture. They're not too pink, but they're kind of yellowy enough, and there's enough kind of variety. They do go quite dark as well, which I think is really great, especially because they've got a lot of the kind of face of the brand are very, very dark skinned, so I think it's very important for them to go darker. Like a lot of brands aren't so great with doing that. Maybelline, for example, they're getting better, but still Revlon do have quite a lot of good colours for dark skin. I noticed when I went to pick this one out. And that's all I've got to say about it really. I don't necessarily think it's like 24 hours or that kind of thing, but it's like, who leaves their makeup on for 24 hours anyway? I do think it's very, very long lasting. You do need to have quite well moisturised skin underneath it, I think. The texture of it is very fluid as well, which it never used to be. Like I said, it used to be quite thick. And if I pump some on the back of my hand, you'll be able to see. The texture of it is quite runny. It's not like a very thick texture, which surprised me because the texture that I know of this formula always was quite thick. I've just had to rub it into my hand now, but whatever. But overall, really impressed. I'd probably give it about an 8.5 out of 10. I really, really do like it, and it's going to be what I'm going to use for a while now. Probably once it kind of gets springtime I'll go for something a bit more lightweight, but at the moment this is definitely what I'm going to use, and I really, really appreciate that they've put a pump on it and they've reformulated it a little bit, because I think it works really well now. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. I think I covered everything, but I will put where you can buy it and everything down below. If you've tried the new formula, please comment down below. Let me know what you think about it. Let me know what you think about it versus the old formula, and if it's something that you really would like to try. I'd really love to know your opinions on it. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you did, subscribe if you haven't, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!